So guys, let's look at the support and resistance strategy. I've told you it's very simple, and you just need to pay attention, learning, and all that. So let me use this example. This trade has actually done well, and I said you can support your support and resistance strategy with two instruments majorly. One is MACD or RSI. Then so MACD or RSI, then with your moving average. Just use 50 moving average. Not if you're a day trader, scalper, and all of that, you're good. Now let's quickly look at it. So let me just disable my moving average first. Right. So now let's go. So you're going to have a plain chart. So forget about the MACD and all of that. Now, I'm not going to start teaching you about the market structure and all of that. If you don't know about those things, you just need to go and learn about them. So you're a day trader, so you want to use like 1 hour and 5 minutes to actually, so 1 hour to look at the trend of the market. This market is a downtrend and just trying to probably to return up and all of that. So don't mind all of this line that I have previously here. So what I do first is to go about is to mark key important level, right? So this was like sometime yesterday. So you may want to use what we call trade session, session break. So you right click on your plot and click locate that canvas or whatever or events, and then click on session break so that you can have that. So let's quickly go. So I'm marking out key important level, swing low, swing high, external liquidity, internal liquidity. So this is like previous day high here, over here. Look at it up here. So because this is your session break, I've shown you the previous day and all of that. So I'm going to mark them out very quickly. So obviously you may not even need this, but let's just mark. You know why? Because you are doing support and resistance trading strategy. And then you're using 5 minutes for your day trading, and then of course 1 minute for your scalping. Now, this is a kind of probably a pivot point. So you may not get everything properly because I'm not doing detailed training on this now. Right? So this actually align with this, so it makes sense. And then you have to the bottom here. So we have this week. Okay, to the bottom here. Okay. Then you have this again. All right, so let's take this guy. Okay, so you can try it out yourself. So after watching this video. So this another point. Yeah, so there we go. So look at it. So let's quickly go back to 5 minute time frame. So I'm going to go back to 5 minute time frame to check what's going to happen. So 5 minutes. Okay, so now you can see your 5 minutes. Yeah, the market has trend. You actually took this trade. I sent the signal out to my trading group today. We actually enter from here. And we first target profit was here. And eventually, you know, like a kind of double top to break down, but you have a rally back up. And then we'll have another point here. It actually finished the profit target we gave for our group. Okay. So now, if you look at it now, all these key levels that you have marked are your points of support and resistance. So what we're expecting in those areas is very simple. Now, look at it. This has broken the resistance point, but of course, this is not a place you should be waiting for, but give and take, you're just looking at what's going to happen. Now, this first candle close below there. So, but this is not giving me much space because this is a liquidity line down here. This is another liquidity line down here. So if I'm just going to do a kind of an example here. So now, because of, I've come back to 5 minutes now, I already have this. Now, so support and resistance is very simple. So I now want to trade. So the simple thing I'm going to do right now is that, no, you are here and the market is doing what it's doing, right? And you have find your support. So what you want is that a close above all of this line and give you maybe a bullish pattern with your candle pattern, or a close below them and give you bearish pattern. Just like this one that is happening. Now you want this candle, is it going to close below this? This first candle have closed. Now probably we want to rally back to that point and then you want to sell. So, but me, that's a late selling for me because this is a very massive sell from this up. And I'm going to tell you why are you supposed to take trade from that up here and all that. This is the part of support and resistance trading strategy. Yeah, but another thing is that, you know, this 5 minutes anyway, if you check it now to say, okay, the trend line actually be broken, that means we're down. So now let's go. You're going to add look at your MACD, it actually crosses. And so these are confluences, but these are not what to rely on to take your trade. All right. So if I take all of these confluences, that means this guy is actually has been going down, which you're supposed to find. In fact, you are supposed to short from here and be taking profit at these key levels. All right. And so now another thing you want to check is that quickly you want to look at your 50 moving average. Am I below 50 moving average? So if I'm below 50 moving average, that means I'm looking for a selling opportunity. But for the fact that you are below 50 moving average, are you going to have this candle close below this point? So if you do, then you want to short position, right? After you short, probably you may take your stop loss above this kind of point and all of that. So, but it's too early for you to conclude that because this is a key level. And so the market could rally back, meaning that just break this and retest it back. And then you want to be buying, looking for a buying opportunity. If you look at your MACD, maybe about to cross. And so all of those things, because when you are trading with support and resistance strategy, don't miss appropriate entry point. Appropriate entry point is actually maybe a reversal point. Within that, remember you are trading an internal structure of a move. And so for that, you want to be very fast in taking your trade. Now, another thing you will check using your support and resistance, which I've taught so much, is that market was going up this way. First of all, market got to this point and stopped. Market got to this point and stopped. So you are ruling out this point, all right? For instance, this is what you do. Very, very simple support and resistance strategy. But for you to be effective in this, you are not going to be trading too many instruments, one instrument at a time, right? Right. So what do I do to pick an instrument? Of course, I'm not going to go to those details. There are things you do to pick an instrument. Okay, this is the instrument I'm trading today or this trading session. And that's very, very important. Haven't gotten that, as long as that market or that PS is just doing creating volumes up and down and all of that, you want to be buying and not selling and all that. So now, having marked this potential point, what you're waiting for is the market to actually return back here. And here we have what? A kind of graph of liquidity, and we have a kind of candle pattern form. Now, you perhaps may not have entered here. Don't think you are very, very snappy to have entered here. Why you might probably would not have entered here is the fact that you probably may not check when it is, but followed by this engulfing candle, which, mitigates this one. So the entry probably will be here. And now the other thing I do is that most time I can go back to 1 minute to see a market structure shift in that 1 minute, and then going to give me an effective entry, right? So let's go to 1 minute, for instance, and then you're going to see, well, which is supposed to be your scalping mode, right? 1 minute for your scalping mode, which you use external liquidity of 5 minutes, right? External liquidity of 15 minutes. So sometime a conservative trader want to look at that. Okay, this guy should be taken out, which is here, right, by market structure. So markets have moved and they rally back here, they're rejected, and this is the place this person want to be finding an entry, right? So, but you are a scalper, you are a day trader, you don't want to waste time, and you have identified yourself with your support and resistance. So there are things you probably will not delay. So haven't seen this one and then got rejected from there, and you have a engulfing candle. So which is invariably almost going to this point. That means at this point, your entry position was going to be somewhere here, and then your stop loss above the wick of the candle or those candles here, right? So 1:2, you're targeting 1:2. Let's look at it, 1:2. Good. Look at one of the lovely things that 1:2 align with all this now resistance before, now support. Okay, so this candlestick, this candle now, look at it here, the market has moved down and then you have taken your profit. Perhaps if you enter two positions, you probably still left one because you say, okay, market may cross here and stay below this. As long as the market crosses and stay below this, then you probably want to be looking for a short. So should I short now? No, I probably want to wait because sometime you come in at the wrong time. And so the confluence again we say you have to check is to look at your MACD, or if it's RSI you love much, then you can look at RSI to be added as part of your confluence, for your trading. Does that make sense? So it's very, very important. So the same thing I've just done is what to do to Euro USD. You can see that I actually mark all of this point, expecting this guy to actually rally here. But unfortunately, you saw what really happened. After this, just go stop here. I love a market that sweep liquidity at a point or give me a very good condition. Now, why you may be very careful not entering this guy here, you have marked all of this point and all of that. Now, you probably will not enter this guy here because that I want to see two close candle bullish, right? So like, for instance, now let's turn back to this one, support resistance. You can see where you are a day trader, you just want to face an instrument at a time. So here you face this, the wick, you mark the wick to the body of the candle out. So, and expect the market as it move up, then you expect the market to return back to this one, or fail to rally down there, or break and grab liquidity. You understand? And then return back above this one. So you want to be looking at an entry. So for an entry here, so that means your entry, I'm sorry, this, I just hope you can find a good trade. So your entry getting in here, your stop loss below this, 1:2, right? So your 1:2 will have been here, and then you find. And so if you have other position, you are targeting this, right? And then if it's going to make more sense and then able to rally, then, but you don't just leave all the trade open that way. That's why you open not one position, but more than one position, so that you can leverage on the market condition. So support and resistance is very, very simple. But if you don't pay attention and display enough to obey all the rules you set to yourself. So look at what gold has done. So gold invariably is a downtrend. You can see that probably if you go to 1 hour, you're going to see the obvious downtrend of gold. But however, we have this massive rally of gold, but there's still something left behind here. So are we going to close above this point? If we do, then you are going to be looking at this point for the graph, right? So now the point is that I'm just doing this because to just step away again from the one we have already done. So this is, so if you go to 5 minutes, right? So look at 5 minutes. One of the things again is that if I'm waiting for this guy, if this candle closes below this key level, then I want to be looking for a short, perhaps shorting and taking my stop loss above this point. But without that, I will just short blindly. And so there should be reason for your market entry so that you will not be under pressure. If you take the stop loss above this point, and then 1:2, so 1:2 is almost close to this support down here and all of that. But am I too short now? No. So you can see why you actually mark all of this point. So when market get there, it's not when market get there, you start saying, let me try and mark it. That means you're wrong. You don't know what you're doing. So you have marked them and then expecting the market to start reacting from there. So when they react, then you want to act. Okay? As they react, you want to act. So support and resistance, I think that's the most simplest strategy to trade. And then, so another thing, like I've said, that this bearish candle continue. And what you want to have, another again, is that I want to have like 2 candles bullish opposing the movement. Okay, so opposing the current move, I want to see a candle open close in opposing the current move. And so that you'll be finding either a short or a long as well. So these are the things you want to learn about support and resistance. It's very, very simple. So if you watch it over and again, you can understand how support and resistance actually work. Yeah, nevertheless, if you still have enough time, you can always look at even your daily time frame to understand the market sentiment or the market a kind of order flow. But it's not only going to daily time frame that will make you to understand order flow, right? So support and resistance strategy is very, very effective. And you can be meticulous. If you can be meticulous, taking 1 or 2 instruments in your watch list and taking one of them at a time. And that will make you to maximize enough profits. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. So do have a nice time. So please, you are still struggling to understand markets and all it like, I think I encourage you to enroll in Plan B, basic mastery courses in synthetic, Forex, futures, and all the like. All right. So have a nice time. So please don't trade blindly. Don't just jump out. Okay, you're just reacting to the market. Oh, market is moving out. Let me quickly go in. No, it's wrong. You have planned yourself, arrange yourself. Okay, look at what Bitcoin have just done now. Okay. Look at what Bitcoin have just done now. So I've marked all of this point. I move right, turn back here, move, fantastic move, heavy volatility. and all of that. So that's why 1:2 risk reward is very crucial when you are trading, so that you won't be waiting, and at the end of the day, the profit you have made, you return it back to the market. So they are very, very important. Okay, I think I was, okay. Okay, look at what I just said. That this one, we'll be shorting this one. So let me see if I can see a market to enter. Right, so let me see. XAU. Okay. All right, so XAU, not seeing a candle close below our key point or key level. So I have to exercise patience. Okay. Just go this one. So guys, you can see I have not found an entry because my condition are not met. Because I want a candle close. Yeah, so I'm below 50 moving average, fine. But I need to understand that the market was coming from somewhere. And so, because this can rally close above this line, create another candle, take out this high, and now be moving up this point. So for me, I want to be looking at, can we close above here? And then can I have a bullish confirmation? Then if I do that, that means other way around is where the trade is going to go to. So I will have to be looking for a long, a stop loss below, then targeting here, and then next milestone, 86. Right? So this is one of the unique thing about the support and resistance strategy. If you can pay attention to learn how to understand the market, the support or resistance strategy. Right? So thank you very much. You have a nice day.